Hello, this is Mr. Bacon Bits, and welcome back to Xenoblade Definitive Edition. Last time, we went through Magna Forest, found a mysterious girl, and also recruited a supposed Napon hero. And we need to go fight off the Telethia that Melia attacked earlier. But first off, before we do that, let's go ahead and check out the inventory for the shops here. See what we have here. Alright, so for the headgear, we have Magna Cap. Single slot. Seems pretty good from what we have right now. Except for Ricky. We have Napal gear. This seems like a bit of a heavy, like, gear. And Forest Cap. It's a unique slot with Bleed Defense 3, 10%. Next is Iron Armor and a single slot Twin Tree Vest. We already covered Magnetop before. That Twin Tree Vest is actually pretty good. Might end up doing some upgrading for these. Armor, we've got Magna Gloves, Napal Gauntlets. I must have gotten that from an enemy before. And Great Tree Bracelet. This is a unique piece of armor with recovery up 2. Next, we have Iron Leggings and Twin Tree Trousers. That's... You know what? I think that's actually... Twin Tree Trousers, that's actually better than what we have. I don't know why I bought the Magna Bottoms. But yeah. Not done yet. Next, we have Magna Shoes, Napal Boots, and unique school shoes with agility up 3. That's actually pretty decent. I might put that on Dunban. And we also have some art books. These are all for Ricky, so why not just go ahead and get them? Alright. Now for the weapon shop. Okay. Hello, weapon shop. What do you have for me? We've got a heavy driver for Rhine. Wrecking Nibbler for Ricky. That's actually better than what we got for him for free. Weird. Okay. An Alpine Spear for Dunban. And a Napon Cannon for Charla. Increases her auto attack max and critical rate. That one increases his... Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Wrecking Nibbler, definitely going to get one of those. Heavy Driver for Rhine. It doesn't have slots, so I'm not really too worried about that. And yeah. I believe we don't have the arts for these yet. So they'll just remain unused until they do unlock. Alright. We checked out the shops, so let's go ahead and do the skill trees. I saw that Charla just learned Always Ready, so I think I'm actually going to link that to a bunch of people here. Just do that. Oh, that's increased agility. Never mind, what the hell am I doing? I do that for Dunban. And I don't have his affinity up that high. Okay, so that's going to require some stuff. Alright, and arts. Yes, here we go. All of Ricky's Napon arts. And and yeah. I'll get into Ricky a little bit later, but for now, actually, Melia's kind of overdue. Let me go ahead and switch some stuff around here. I want to keep Rhine as a tank. Yeah, just do Charla. You know, simply because she's a brand new character, and, yeah, it might be worth it to have a healer on hand. Let's, start heading back out. Okay, I'm surprised I didn't get that before. Oh, here's a new time attack portal, for those who are wondering about that. Entry bridge. Okay. Melia already learned a skill. Well, I'm gonna get into those pretty quick, so... Alright, now that I'm in the Magna Forest proper, time for an overview of Melia. Melia is considered a mage with high affinity to ether, and can do a wide variety of party buffs with some spells affecting enemies themselves. Due to her high ether usage, she is incredibly fragile and has really low physical attack. So make sure aggro stays off of her, and look for weapons and armor that increase her ether stats more so than anything else. A focal point of her playstyle is summoning elementals, which, while out, provide status boosts to the party. They range from health regeneration, increased agility, physical or ether defense, or even strength up. Up to 3 elementals can be out at a time, even of the same element, and pressing her talent art option discharges the elemental as an attack, while also filling up the talent art gauge, like around the... When the gauge is full, she enters Element Burst temporarily. This state increases her abilities, such as giving her access to certain powerful arts, or boosting the damage Elemental Discharge does. So, overall, if you're using her, summon elementals to boost the party, stand back, and attack occasionally. She does not need aggro on her because she has really low HP. Also, if you're using Melia, I would recommend that you actually use her, and not have the AI use her, because the AI doesn't know how to use her very well. Alright, now that I'm not into battles, let's look at an overview of her arts and skills. Her talent art is Elemental Discharge. Described it before when in battles. Summon Bolt increases all nearby allies' ether stat by 20% for each element summoned, and deals a high amount of damage to a single enemy when discharged. This is a pretty damn useful art element, and is probably the most essential one to your kit. Summon Flare grants a 20% strength up buff to all nearby allies per element. I should mention all elemental buffs also apply to Melia. Once discharged, this element damages all enemies in its detonation range, and inflicts a Blaze debuff, damage over time, that is 40% of the initial attack's damage. So naturally, having a bolt element out as you discharge this will increase its effectiveness. Spear Break is a physical art that deals small damage, but may knock back and inflict slow on impact. Despite how crappy this art seems, I'd recommend keeping it for one reason, which I'll get to. Hypnotize is an ether spell that inflicts sleep on the currently targeted enemy. Basically the same as Charla's art, can be used to make multi-enemy battles easier, or guarantee a single hit against higher-leveled enemies. Burst End is a special art that can only be used during her Element Burst mode. It's an AoE ether attack that reduces enemies' physical resistance by 10% and ether resistance by 25%. This is a temporary debuff. Be careful when using this, it can aggro any nearby non-active enemies into battle, despite not dealing damage. Shadow Stitch is an ether art that inflicts bind on enemies surrounding her. I don't necessarily use this often if at all, as bind isn't that debilitating a debuff, since enemies can still attack. Maybe if you want an easier time escaping battle? She learns this art at level 29, which you may already be at this point of the game. Summon Aqua gives the Regenerate buff to all nearby allies when out, which causes their HP to slowly refill every 3 seconds. Upon discharge, it steals some of the enemy's HP and heals Melia the same amount. If you're going to rely on a healing source, this probably isn't it. She's certainly no Charla when it comes to healing capabilities. Then again, nobody is, but with the right setups, you don't really need healing. This is learned at level 32. Healing Gift is learned at level 35, and is an art that takes up to 29% of Melia's HP and gives it to the selected ally. Will not work if her HP is too low. This might be alright if combined with Summon Aqua and another art to maximize her healing potential, but it's kinda unorthodox and healing too often can make her a target, which she absolutely cannot be. Set up your party so that aggro can be taken off of her in an instant if you give her a healing roll. Summon Copy is learned at level 38, and the sole purpose of this art is to summon another of the last elemental you summoned. So, say you used Summon Bolt, this one will summon another Bolt elemental without having to wait for Summon Bolt's cooldown. This is a pretty helpful tool in making sure your elementals are set up quickly. An interesting elemental, Summon Wind, is learned at level 41, and each wind element increases allies' agility by 10%. Might be helpful when facing enemies you can't seem to hit, or don't want to get hit by. Discharging it simply damages all nearby enemies from the target it hit. Starlight Kick. Finally getting into this one. This is learned at level 44, and is a slow, damaging physical attack by itself, but inflicts topple if used after Spear Break. No need for break status with this, so the only limitation is an enemy's potential topple resistance. As both of these arts are fairly useless without the other aside from slow status, I'd recommend having both of these arts or none, or at least not Starlight Kick by itself. Summon Earth is learned at level 47, and causes physical defense up 15% to all allies per element. Great for facing red tag enemies, considering the hit to physical defense you take on that. Even better, when discharged, this inflicts poison on the targeted enemy, which is a damage over time effect that deals 100% of the initial attack's damage every 2 seconds. This is the strongest of the DOT debuffs. Reflection is learned at level 50, and creates a barrier around her for 5 seconds that reflects all attacks back at the attacker, including debuffs, except talent arts and spike effects. This is pretty useful, but don't use it unless it's against an attack that may kill her, as it generates a lot of aggro to her upon using it. Power Effect is learned at level 53, and it simply increases the buff range of her elementals. That's it. It's a bit of a situational one, only useful against enemies that are either really large, or have a close-range spike effect that you need Melia to stay away from. Summon Ice is learned at level 56, and is her final elemental art. When summoned, it inflicts ether defense up 15% per element to all nearby allies. When discharged, it hits enemies surrounding Melia and inflicts Chill, a damage over time effect that deals 60% of the initial attack's damage every 2 seconds. I should mention that all of Melia's DOT buffs can be stacked, as long as they're different elements. You can have Blaze, Poison, and Chill all going at the same time to deal a lot of damage over time. But inflicting, say, Melia's Blaze when the enemy already has Blaze from her will just refresh the debuff's duration. Okay, you do you, Melia. Finally, Mind Blast. This is an art that Melia cannot use yet, and is another special one that can only be used during Element Burst mode. You're doing it again, huh? It targets all enemies in front of her, inflicting Art Seal and removing auras, which includes spike effects. This is basically her version of Monado Purge, but inflicts multiple enemies at a time, at the cost of not being able to use it as frequently. So you're not completely screwed if you don't have Shulk in the party against certain enemies. Alright, so that's it for her arts. Let's move on to her skill trees. Her first one is Serenity, that boosts her agility when selected. The initial skill being Amplified Healing, which increases HP restored by healing arts by 15%. The next one that she just learned is Serenity of Water, which essentially boosts her Summon Aqua discharge healing by 25%. Funny that she already has this even though she hasn't learned Summon Aqua for me yet. Mining Master increases chances of finding rare crystals from ether deposits by 5%. Pretty decent skill to link to whenever you need to grind for gem crystals. Glistening Ice increases her chill duration by 6 seconds, so strictly for her Summon Ice. Finally, Ultimate Ether increases Ether by 50. This is extremely helpful to link to Sharla, even if you set her up with... especially if you set her up with Thunderbolt attacking. Alright, next is Honesty, which improves crit hit rate. High Speed increases agility by 15. I recommend linking this to Dunban once you can. In fact, I'm going to switch to her Honesty skill so she can get that right away. Whisper of the Wind increases the damage of her Summon Wind art by 25%. Amplified Ether gives her a 25% chance of her Ether being boosted by 25% for the first 30 seconds of a battle. Electric Shock increases her Summon Bolt damage by 25%. Nice! Finally, Enlightenment increases the accuracy of Ether attacks. Great when linked to other Ether users. Finally, Reliability. It increases her physical defense when selected, and the first skill is Ether Awareness, which increases Ether by 25. Again, good skill to link to Ether users. Playing with Poison increases her poison duration by 15 seconds for the Summon Earth art. That's really powerful. Power of the Moon increases strength by 15% at night. Pretty decent one to link to Rhine. Unyielding Heart prevents accuracy loss due to low tension. This one is amazing. Link it whenever you can. Finally, Ether Guard grants immunity to Ether Down debuffs. Getting into her gem crafting abilities, let's go ahead and select something real quick. As a shooter, her qualities grow stronger with a medium flame. And as an engineer, she's great at medium flame, but kind of poor in the other two categories. Alright, after all that said, excuse me for a moment as I do some fighting and ether crystal grinding. As usual, I'll show a montage of what I'm looking for. Specifically, spike defense, agility up, ether up, muscle up. Basically anything that shows up in green text is the stuff that I've been looking for. So, see you in a little bit. Alright, I'm done with my grinding. I chose my party that I'm going to be using. They're all at level 33, and I'm going to show the equipment that I got. Actually, you know what? I did not bother to change her weapon, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Is there anything that I want to do? Electric Plus. Yeah, definitely. And just to help her out, I'm going to do Art Stealth. So yeah, I gave her a bunch of Ether Up stuff. Spike Defense 4, just because of the enemies surrounding Magna Forest. Sleep Resist 3 for the upcoming fight. And that's basically it for that. I don't think there's anything really that I can do for shoes for Melia. Oh yeah, and I can't remove her headgear right now either. It's for a spoiler reason. Anyway, here's my setup with Shulk. It didn't really change that much. I gave him some extra agility and a sleep resist gem, but that's about it. And for Dunban, I upgraded his agility a little bit, so now it is at max 50. He has some ether defense up too, which I already had. And gave him a bit of strength up so that he can keep his aggro. And, well, the other characters, I don't really have much. So yeah, got my party all set up. Let me show the, let's see, what did I unlock? Okay, I unlocked High Speed and Whisper of the Wind for Melia. That's pretty cool. Increases agility. That's going on you right away. I'm going to switch to her Reliability skill. Yes. Reliability skill tree, so that she can work on that. Dunban learned Warrior's Ambition. Increases tension after successful battle start affinity. Nice. And it's a party-wide effect, so that's even better. Increases aggro drawn when dealing damage. I'm going to keep that on him. Ricky allows low-value items to be offered when trading. Cool. And reduces cooldown during the day. Well, that's almost unlocking, so I'm just going to let him learn that. Rhine learned Reckless Courage at the start of battle with higher level enemies. I think I want to... I'm just going to stick with his Enthusiasm skill tree. Yeah, that's about it. As for arts... Okay, we learned those arts. I'm going to go ahead and level up her Summon Bolt. Summon Flare. Summon Aqua, sure, why not? And Spear Break, yeah. Okay, I still have a lot of AP to work with for her, but I'm going to go ahead and save all that stuff, because... Alright, for Shulk... Doesn't really need Battle Soul, honestly. Go ahead and max out Slit Edge. Oh, you know what? Max out Monado Purge. Maxing out his Monado Arts is always beneficial. And gonna go ahead and go with Stream Edge. Light Heal. That'll be helpful. Dunban learned Tempest Kick. I'm going to keep his arts set up that way for now. Max out Gale Slash, why not? Worldly Slash. And Steel Strike, yeah. Oh. Steel Strike and Electric Gutbuster. There we go. Max out Heal Bullet for now. Heal Blast, yeah. Let's go ahead and max out some of Ricky's arts real quick. Restore HP to the party. You know what? Go ahead and do that for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and upgrade his Lurgy, because that's really helpful. I think that'll do it for Ricky. Okay. Max out War Swing for now. Put some more into Sword Drive. Max out Wild Down. And I think that's about it. So, okay, got all of those arts upgraded and whatnot. I think we are ready to go. In case you're wondering where I'm at, I am at Glomos Tri-Hinge. Oh, daytime, perfect. And I am, like, at the Windmill Pavilion. This is just south of the entrance to the village, to the Napan village. And we're supposed to be heading right over here, because that's apparently where the Telethia goes to sleep and heal its wounds. So we'll head on over there. Yeah, as you can see, the gigantic ether crystals in the background, that's where the Telethia sleeps. As of this point, I haven't gotten all of the Collectopedia items. I'm hoping that I can. But, oh, yeah. Careful of this thing. 98, level 98, Jesus. Okay. Can I just go down here? Yes. Okay, there's still another one that I have to dodge. But at least it's not too bad. Please don't turn around. Okay, we're good. Before I head over there, I'm gonna go ahead and fight you real quick.
Prepare yourselves.
Make it a swift. I can see this isn't
Okay.
pushing you at all.
Figured I'd get a few more experience points out of that. Here we go. Tell you what. Okay, I think that's enough.
What is this? Ricky never see before. This not Ricky's Machna. Ricky never see before.
To think it has caused this much damage. What do you mean?
Are you telling me the Telethia did this?
Telethia absorb and drain the surrounding area of all its ether.
That's it. The Telethia is sucking up all the ether, which is causing the natural environment to change.
Shulk, the Telethia can read your mind. Expect it to know what you will do before you do it.
I know. I'll aim for its antenna and stop its ability to read my thoughts. With the Monado at our side, it doesn't stand a chance.
It's much more powerful than its offspring. Do not expect it to fall so easily.
I won't. But we have to trust in the Monado.
Shulk has only met Telethia once, and they were merely the spawn. So why is he so sure of himself? Is it confidence, or a trust in something? Yes, it is trust. He trusts in the power of that sword. What did he say it was called? The Monado. I see.
Stick together, everyone!
Dino Beast, it as Ricky imagined.
The Telethia. I take this chance to bring vengeance to my brethren and fulfill my duty. Shulk, I will trap it and cease its movement. Strike when the time is right!
Melia!
Be still!
Oh yeah! She's nifty with that start!
I knew it. She can control ether energy without using catalysts or rifle shells.
I've heard that such people exist. But I never thought she would be one. Shulk! Right! Shala! Protect Melia at all costs!
On it!
Right.
Alright, we're facing the Telethia. Melia has learned a new art called Mind Blast. This is a powerful art she can use during her Element Burst state, which can disable enemy aura just like Monado Purge. So Shulk doesn't necessarily need to be in your active party. for this. This Telethia has an ability to drain the talent gauge of its target, so that may prove annoying, especially for Shulk. Overall, this Telethia is just stronger than the ones you've taken on before. Just take off some of its HP, you don't need to get all of it.
Manifest yourself!
Electric Duckbuster!
Summon Bolt!
Pull yourself together! I will not heal from your Tail Slash! Electric Duckbuster! Alright! I'm feeling it!
Vertical Bolt! Shadow Stitch! Dunban! Your skill is captivating.
Leave this for me! Electric Duckbuster! We can definitely do this! Ha! Backslash!
Manifest yourself. Pulse. Summon Flare. Summon Aqua.
Electric Duckbuster! Stay strong! Don't overdo it!
Clear break.
Dance with me! What the?
Dino Beast grown back thing!
You've got to be kidding me.
It's no good. My ether shots are having no effect.
Its regenerative power is too much.
It is all right, Shulk. Destroying the Telethia is beyond us. We should cut our losses and mourn those who perished.
Never, Melia. The men you lost, I can tell they were dear to you. I know only too well that desire for revenge. And the crushing pain of losing those close to you. I can't stand by and let another person experience what I have. This monster is going down. I'll trap him with the Monado. Then the rest of you hit the Telethia with everything you have.
Thank you.
Ready?
Okay. Hit this thing with everything you have. It is almost done. Going to keep Summon Aqua on me, so that I can have Regenerate always on.
Manifest yourself. I feel the ether.
And just kind of build up her talent gauge.
The source of all life. Dunban. Next time you will succeed.
Nicely done.
That way Melia can at least do something if Shulk doesn't have the talent gauge for it.
Manifest yourself. Manifest yourself. Summon Kill. Summon Flare. I see a head with my limit.
Hang in there. Don't give up.
Witness my true power. Flare. Ether flowing through me. Manifest yourself.
Electric Duckbuster!
You saw another vision.
Yeah, this is bad. Monado! Born in the
Now's
water!
the time to shine.
Well met. Against the odds! Light heal! We choose to fight! Blossom dance!
Water. The source of all life. Summon Flare.
Electric Duckbuster! Backslash! Time has come. Prepare for a chain attack. All right, do it!
Water, the source of all life. No restraint. Summon Aqua. No restraint.
I've been getting careless.
Hang in there. Don't give up.
Manifest yourself. Shulk.
Got it.
Dunban, leave it to me. Worldly smash at last. Ricky!
Now, Dunban!
Bite on this!
Now, Melia! Finish him!
Brilliant thinking. Even though the Telethia can absorb large amounts of ether energy and regenerate at an incredible rate, absorbing so much energy caused it to implode.
Who would have thought? Brute force wins again. Nothing like an old-fashioned scrap. Dixon would have been proud.
It was the only way I could think of. If there had been another way...
Don't listen to Dunban. Soon you and that Monado will be unstoppable.
It's like a Tephra cave. It was almost natural, instinctive. The Monado responded to me, and I harnessed a new power.
You'll get your chance, Shulk. We'll turn that face mech on into scrap.
I know. That's what keeps me going.
Hogard, Garin, Damil Aizel. Are you there? I did it. It's dead. Did you see? I thank you for your aid in my cause. Justice has been served.
You're welcome. Besides, it was mostly you.
Dino Beast! Hereupon Ricky ready for round 2. Hey, the fight over already? No, Ricky not no!
I'm afraid it's all finished.
We couldn't have done it without you, brave little Hereupon.
Ricky brave! Ryan also a little brave. Ricky happy?
Hereupon Ricky, be proud! Hereupon Ricky, tough guy!
Hereupon Ricky, bestest!
Look at him. Barely hit a toe and he gets all the praise.
Let him have his glory. A few days ago, the villagers wouldn't give him the time of day. Besides, won't you miss him just a little bit?
Chief Dunga, Ricky beat Dino Beast. Does Ricky still have debt?
No, Ricky, your debts are repaid. However, while you were gone, your little pawns ate like ravenous Oluga. It set Chief Dunga back quite a bit. No pawn, no frontier village. A new prophecy has been told. Our Hereupon, slayer of Dino Beast, will further his legend by accompanying the Hum-Hum on their travels and bringing peace to the lands of Bayonis.
Oh, Ricky never hear this.
It was prophesied many years ago.
Chief lying. Chief make a prophecy 1 minute ago. Oh, Ricky mad.
Ricky, go with these people. For the sake of the village, you must go. My instinct is never wrong. Oh, do not worry, Ricky. Your little pawns will be taken care of.
Dadapon stomach rumble. Dadapon need food. Dadapon need food now.
Dada? Ricky, what on Bionis is going on?
Friends, meet Ricky, Wifey Pon, and Little Pon.
You have got to be joking.
Wife and children. Ricky, how old are you?
Ricky have 40 years. Oh, friends look puzzled.
Not puzzled, just surprised.
Ricky! Oka borrow monies for Little Pon's food. Chief Danga know best. Ricky must work for Little Pon's to have good life.
Ricky will. Okay, Oka. Ricky, happy to join friends.
Ryan happy too. Come on, furball.
Now you can return with your head held high, my dear.
Indeed. Thank you, Dunga. My thanks for your gracious help.
Not at all. Peace has been restored to the Makna region. On behalf of all Noppon, thank you.
Chief Dunga is very fond of Melia.
Same hom-hom, different world. Not fair if you ask me.
Chief Dunga, will you kindly grant these Homs passage to Erith Sea? It is my promise to them.
Without question. These hom-hom fought valiantly in aid of our village. And a request by you, my dear, cannot go unanswered. I shall inform the villagers at once.
You are too kind. The chief has spoken. You should depart for Erith Sea at once. Prepare your things and see me when you are ready.
Alright, looks like we're moving onward to Erith Sea. This'll be exciting. We already did some upgrading before the Telethia fight, so we'll just make our way up to the top. I don't remember what Oka looked like in the original version of Xenoblade, but she looks different. Alright. Let's see, Melia. That was a weird filter.
Melia, what will you do now?
I would like to repay you for your help. Permit me to act as your guide to Erith Sea.
Of course. We'd love you to.
But I must warn you. Erith Sea is vast. Do you know where you wish to go?
There's a dark tower at the head of the Bionis. I saw it in a vision. That's where I must go.
A dark tower?
Then we need not search at all.
So you've heard of it?
Heard of it? I have seen it. A dark tower at the head of the Bionis. Only one place fits that description.
So you know it?
I believe what you saw was Prison Island.
Prison Island. Dixon said the same thing.
Indeed. Melia, have you ever been there?
I have not set foot upon the island, but I know of it. Prison Island is sealed. No one may enter without Imperial sanction.
Imperial sanction, eh? That means we'll be needing someone to grant us entry. I've heard that Erith Sea is home to an empire ruled by the High Entier. They might be our best chance.
You are knowledgeable for a Homs.
Sanctions? Empires? Anyone help here?
A sanction is permission from someone important. An empire must be a place ruled by an emperor. In other words, we need an emperor's permission to enter the island.
This emperor, is he important?
Long before we Homs built the colonies, a group of so-called royal types, or imperials, ruled our lands. Think of them like the heads of our colony, but with much greater influence and power.
Now I get it. Dunban knows more than a textbook.
Are you kidding? That's first year Homs history, Ryan.
I might have slept through that class. So when do we get to meet these High Entier folks?
You are so... Oh, forget it.
First, we must travel to the Imperial capital.
We'll see how easy it is to see this emperor.
My promise was to be your guide.
I will not break it.
Melia, isn't that
The shortcut to Aerith Sea? Yes.
Shortcut to Aerith Sea, huh? Alright, well, just heading up from here to the very top of this large tree, we'll find a lake. Oh, hi, Chief Dunga. Prophecy Hut. This is where the chief lives, I guess. Okay. Got a heart-to-heart right over there. Sun is very bright. Apex Lake. Yep, we're pretty much getting there. Contemplation Terrace. Nice. Alright, we just have to talk to this transport guide and we'll be on our way. I see item orbs over here. I'm gonna grab them first. Okay. Put the heart-to-heart here so it's in my list, and we're finally ready to go. Me could send you to Aerith Sea in a flash of light. Are you ready to go? Yes.
What is it?
Friends, jumping ball. All go to Aerith.
Jump? In that? You're nuts, Furball.
You have nothing to fear. This will take us to Aerith Sea,